Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me. Today we are making essential oil holders. A while ago I made an essential oil holder to hold small bottles, and I'll show you what they were for. I did this more than a year ago, but today I'm going to make some adjustments to this. I'm not going to be using elastic and Velcro. So this is the project that we're going to work on today with some changes. Okay. All right. So let's just get into it. Let's get started. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is prepare our pocket. Okay. I'm starting out with outer fabric that is 18 by 6, and the inner fabric for the pocket is going to be cut at 10 by 6, obviously 6 being the width for the project. Okay, so in order to prepare the pocket, let's go ahead and we're going to fold this in half, right sides together, and real simple, all I want to do is sew a line down the edge. Okay, sew those raw edges together. Turning it right side out. If you need to use a loop turner, you can do that, but it's wide enough where you can stick your finger inside and just turn it to where it needs to be. Turn it to the right position. I am just using my fingers to get that seam right at the edge, right in on the end. That's what we want. What we want to do is just iron it down just to make it look pretty again if your fabric is wrinkled. I'm using 100% cotton quilting cotton, so it seems a little thicker and a little tougher than regular cotton. So I just want to get out the wrinkles because it's a little stiff. Okay, and that's just for me. It makes me happy to see it nice and flat. I'm going to choose my folded edge to be my top. So just so I can distinguish that, I'm going to go ahead and sew a line directly across. Okay, and I'm going to make this my top. It's more just to look pretty. Now, normally I would use the same color fabric, the same color thread on the top, but because this is actually for me and I want to show you for the video for just so you can see the difference, I didn't use black, so I'm using the gray. You can choose whatever color you want to. Okay, and now what we want to do is fold this in half. So this is my top facing you. Fold your pocket in half. Once you've done that, go ahead and take the raw edges and fold them inside into the middle to meet that middle edge, to meet that middle line. I'm going to do the same thing with this edge, with this raw edge. Bring it in to meet this raw edge where the line is in the middle. And all we're doing is creating little sections, partitions. So you should have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here's the outer fabric. As you can see, I've already adhered the interface to the back side of this. This is fusible fleece. Okay, so what we want to do at this point, fold this over. Be careful if you're using fabrics that you actually have to pay attention to the direction. I'm using one that obviously it doesn't care. It doesn't matter about the top or the bottom. Okay. I want to flatten this down just to stay in place to help me know where the middle is. Okay. That's going to be my bottom part working with you. This is the top part of my pocket. I want to place my fold for my pocket directly on the fold for the outer fabric. And where I want to place it, I want to place it about 1 inch from the bottom. Okay, because I don't know how to eye it sometimes. So here's my 1 inch line. So the bottom of my, I actually did a good job there. The bottom of my fabric is lining up with the 1 inch line, and the fold is right on the fold. Okay, I'm going to pin this right down the fold here. The next thing we want to do is lift this up so that we put raw edge to raw edge for the pocket on top of the outer fabric. Go ahead and pin that. Scoot that over just a little bit. Do the same thing to the other side. Lift it up. Just making sure I kept it a little even. I did. Okay. I'm gonna pin it here. The last time I did this, I put the pocket a little higher. It was okay, but I prefer to put the pocket a little lower than I did before. Okay, so at this point, you see we have the folded piece here, the folded partition and the folded partition. So what we want to do is put this right down in the middle. And we want to pin right along the partition. Okay. What we're going to do is pin this portion down right in the middle. Okay, these will essentially be the slots for where the bottles are going. Okay. I'm going to pin this here. And you can change the size, change the spacing of these parts. This is bent. That's why it's not going in, right? You can change the spacing of your pockets if you need to, based upon the width of your bottles. So at this point, what we want to do is, let's go ahead and sew down our end pieces right now. So I'm going to sew 1/8 of an inch on both the left and the right side. Okay. Keeping those raw edges together. And again, going to do the same thing to the side. Just going to clip my, doesn't matter, we're not going to see it, but it will bother me. My little straggly, my extra threads. We're going to create the pleats for the pockets. So at this point, what we want to do is sew down where we put the pins that's going to create the pocket. So each one, we're going to sew right down those lines. Okay. because those bottles are going to be coming in and out, and putting stress on the pocket. Last one right here. This is what we have so far. Okay, we have this. But obviously, look at that. Your essential holders, the essential oils can go right through. So we need to make sure that we sew across this bottom line. So all we're going to do is force this down a little bit, fold it and force it down so that we create the pocket. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. We're forcing it down, just a little tiny fold and forcing it down. I'm not going to pleat I'm not going to pin it. What I'm going to do as I go along, I'm going to push it down as I sew. Okay, I'm sewing very close to the edge, 1/8 of an inch, all the way across. Okay. So we have little pockets. Let me just check this out. You see, that's the goal. That's what I wanted. My peppermint. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted. What we want to do is prepare our holder for closure at this point. So we're going to grab any button that you have, and right in the middle, if you need to, fold this in half. Okay, so you can find your middle point. And 6 inches down, let's see, yeah, 6 inches down, let's go ahead and I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to put a button here. Okay, a regular sew-on button. You can use any color that you would like. I'm going to sew this on. I don't know if you want to actually watch me do that, but I'll just get you started and show you what I'm going to do so that you can actually do this. I've done it, like I said, with Velcro before, and I just opted to have a button for this with a stretchable elastic because it's helpful if you're putting in essential oils that are different sizes. We want to now insert the hair tie that we're using, which will attach to the button. So we want pretty sides to go inside. I'm going to attach it by placing it directly in the middle. I'm leaving some hanging off. This is going right so that we know where the middle is. It's going right where that sewn line is. Okay, closing. The reason I'm leaving some out is because we want to make sure that we have enough stretch for it to pull on the outside. So I want it to be smaller than it actually needs to be. Oh, I'll just stay tack this right here. Okay. And now that we've stay tacked that, three sides, we want to sew all around, making sure that you leave a portion of this open so that you can turn it right side out. So go ahead, all three sides, leaving about 3 inches or so open. sure to clip your corners. The corners will help you alleviate bulk when you do flip this right side out. Okay. I'm going to use my chopstick to poke out these corners. Pushing it down. Grab something that you can poke your corners out with. Just be careful you're not using anything sharp so that you don't poke through your stitching. Corners are out. I'm rolling this just to get my seams, rolling my seams straight. We want to finish this up. So we're closing in, folding in that open seam, those raw edges, fold them under. And we have plenty of space there. We had enough space inside that the seams folded nicely when we flipped them. We want to prepare this with a top stitch. So go ahead and the bottom, we want to put a top stitch on the bottom. We're not going to put a top stitch on the edge of the pockets here. At the very tip of the pocket, we're going to continue with that top stitch. There we go. I'll get that in there. You can iron it down if you need to. I'm gonna iron it just because I want it to lay flat. And again, I'm using the quilting cotton, so it's a little stiffer. Okay, I'll just pop the iron over this anyway. When you iron over before you top stitch, it helps lay your fabric flat. Okay, I'm going to start at so once I do the bottom, I'm going to start at the top of the pocket, go all the way around, and stop at this portion of right above the pocket there. Okay, so top stitch. I like the top stitch on my pretty side of the fabric, just in case the thread decides to go crazy. I'm starting right down, I move down to the tip of the pocket. And I'm sewing 1/8 of an inch. As you can tell, I'm going close to the edge. And that's it. Just gonna clean up my stitching here. I realize that I do like it better without this elastic on the top. It's just a personal preference. Okay. So here we have the closure, closing it here. That's all I have here. You can fold this up right underneath the bottles if you wish. Okay. Got to put that last bottle in there. But that's what I have for you. I intend on using this to actually match my other set that I have. I have my wallet in this fabric, and I have a toiletry bag, you know, just something really simple, a small makeup case, and my and my book sleeve. So I just wanted to have a matching set. And now I do. I'll have it to go along with my tote bag. I do have video tutorials on the wallet and the book sleeve if you want to go ahead and take a look at that. But I just wanted it to match my set. That's how I came up with the idea to do the pattern. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them down below and I'll answer them. Go ahead, put your questions down below. Okay, I'll see you back here for another video next time. Thank you for joining me. Bye. Light in the video. Darkness in the video. Ding. Ah!